Greetings, all praise the King. Welcome to Eyewitness, an eye with an eye, an unscripted source where we reason to discover truth, supporting the struggle for international justice. Today's topic is social modeling. We just spoke about social branding, which is very similar. Social modeling has to do with an individual. Personality, which is affecting a group or many people. You know, the idea of the model is it's an influencer that affects others. So sometimes that's what they call it, the influencer. And they've got these, what they call micro influencers, and whatever you want to call it. It's flawed in the sense where, you got some individuals that have the ability to reach many people because they're part of an institution. Then you got people that aren't able to reach people because they're not part of the institution. And so the idea of calling somebody a micro-influencer, if supposedly they got 5,000 to 50,000 followers, is like belittling them just by putting the label on them as micro. And we spoke about this social branding, what these labels are intended to do. Whereas the person that works for the institution may have more followers, but let's be realistic, they really don't. But they make pretend they do because they're part of the institution. And so all of a sudden they're not micro-influencers. Well, that's all part of what we had spoke about with social branding. So they can categorize people, and they can even affect how many followers, for example, people have, how many views, for example, people have. I mean, give me a flying, and so they're able to manipulate the numbers and then put people into those categories. So it's all about the language, it's the image they project onto people, make people think a certain way about a person, forming a prejudice about that person before they even heard what the person said. They want to talk about ad hominem. So this is really what we're talking about, is a person that has particular influence. That's the model. Now mostly every single model person that you can find has been brought on, has the support, is sponsored by whoever it is that they're working for. And we got a clue. So, nowadays you see these people is on the internet. What Babylon had realized was that the television was only working to a certain extent. The people were actually interested in hearing what other people had to say. So they went to the internet thinking, wow, I'll find out what others have to say. And they found out what others had to say. But they didn't really know what the source of what they were saying was. See, that's the thing. When you bring the model on, you make believe that this person is the origin of the message, that what they're saying is coming from them, and this is just a mistake to think that the person that the internet company that controls the distribution of almost all the content is somehow going to show you some random creature and not the person that they've put on the platform. People just think that what they see is real. You know, the person random, oh, some kind of a robotic machine algorithm took me to this place. And this person right here is meant to be. Yeah, it's a match made in heaven. So, but realistically, people have to come out of this at some point and realize that what they're seeing is what they're being shown. Once they see that, they already know that these people are fake. Matter of fact, they should know these people are fake to begin with. Now, we shouldn't judge people just by the way they look, but let's get real. You know what I'm saying? When you see some of these people, you already know they ain't for real. Now you listen to the way they talk. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not enough, listen to what it is they're saying. Because at the end of the day, that's what's most important. And without having explored, I would venture to say they are saying nothing of significance. They're not about organization. They're not about unity. They're not about getting anything really accomplished except for themselves. Notoriety. They're looking to get their name out. They want to be cool. You see? What it is they're saying. You know, at the end of the day, that's really what matters. You know, there's a saying that says it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And there's a lot of truth because people will intercept what you're saying based on how you're sending the message. But guess what? Not everybody's going to listen to your message anyway. Most people will listen to it based on how you look. So forget them. Hey, when we speak for a reason. And we have a duty to minister unto the Most High. So we always know that we're being heard. Now, we know this is for a reason to drive people down these streets. Obviously, you get the model and you get the person that watches the model, and when the model says, hey, put on a dress, then they put on a dress. And it really is kind of like that, because you know, either you're good or you're not. And if you're not good, then you're bound to work for them. And if you're bound to work for Babylon, you're bound to be doomed. And they know if they can bring people over to this way, then they can get people to work for them. So that's why they tell them to put on the dress, because they know that the ones that wear the dress are the better workers. And so this is a kind of thing to do with uniform. You know, the Babylon complex, they designed the structure as a hierarchy, as a chain of command, so that when they give the order and it goes down, it's executed. You know, they don't prefer to have a lot of different personalities questioning how things are being done. They don't prefer to have anybody looking into what it is that they're doing. So, you know, they're going to give you a model that's going to tell you, don't look there, look here. Like, this is what we all need to be paying attention to. Now, they're at a loss, really, because they're dealing with something that's much more powerful, called the truth. And the truth is original. And what it is that they're doing is unoriginal. In other words, it's not created by the Father. And therefore it fails. You know, it's not that cool. And even those people that are even that cool will eventually see through it. And therefore, we shall prevail.